All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are ditching that dusty old business plan for good. Instead, we're going to hit the racetrack. We're diving into something called the Webo Roadmap, a framework that promises to turn your strategy from this static, boring document into a high-speed guide for real growth.
So, let's kick things off with a scene that I'm sure is way too familiar for a lot of you entrepreneurs out there. You know the one, that beautifully bound 50-page business plan, just sitting on a desk, totally untouched. It looks super impressive, right? But in reality, it's just collecting dust. And that right there gets to the heart of the problem, doesn't it? We have this tendency to treat our strategy like it's some kind of museum piece, something to be admired from a distance, instead of what it should be, a tool we actually use, every single day to get things done. Yeah, these traditional plans are usually just crammed with jargon and data, but they completely fail to inspire a single day of real action. They become what we're calling coffee table ornaments. They look nice, but they are totally useless monuments to good intentions. Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? What's the alternative to this static document? Well, it's a fundamental shift in how we think. We need to move from that complex, unread manifesto to a simple, visual guide that everyone, and I mean everyone in the company, can actually use. The big idea here is that your strategy should be a living, breathing tool, not some document that's dead on arrival. And this is exactly where we stop just drafting documents, and we start actually building a visual racetrack for our business. So what is the Webo Roadmap? It basically flips the whole idea of a business plan on its head. It's a one-page cheat sheet, and it's all about instant clarity. The best part? It's not just for the executives locked away in an office. It's designed to be a shared language of growth for your entire team. And get this, there's some really cool science behind why this visual approach works so well. It turns out our brains process visuals a staggering 60,000 times faster than text. Just think about that. In a fast-moving business world, a visual plan is always going to win against a wall of text. Okay, so how does this whole roadmap thing actually work? It's not just a single sprint to the finish line. Nope. Instead, it's a really well-structured 3-lap journey that's designed to build up your momentum and then keep it going. The whole framework is broken down into 3 really clear phases. First, you've got setup. This is where you build your foundation with absolute clarity. Then you move into build, where you put the infrastructure for growth in place. And finally, you get to drive. That's when you hit the accelerator and go for that exponential scale. And within those 3 big phases, there are 9 specific checkpoints. You can think of these like the turns on your racetrack, right? They guide your team through every critical step of your strategy, all the way from figuring out where you are right now to building out your audience. Now, this is where the roadmap becomes so much more than just a plan. See, an effective strategy isn't just a to-do list. It's a story. It's a story of transformation, not just for your business, but for your clients too. And this is so important. This is not just an internal tool for you and your team. You can actually create a custom roadmap for every single service you offer. They call it a signature solution. And what it does is it shows your clients their exact journey with you, from the problem they have now to the solution you provide. I mean, what a powerful way to build trust right from the get-go. And every single stage of that journey is defined by this really clear from to to shift. You're visually showing them and yourself how you move from a state of uncertainty, like managing in the dark, to a state of predictable growth, like making informed decisions. You're going from being lost on the WWW to being found and thriving. Okay, check this out. Here's a perfect example of this in action. This is a custom roadmap they designed to help a restaurant double its revenue in just 90 days. And look how they did it. They break the journey into a starter, a main course, and a dessert. It makes the whole strategy so much easier for the client to digest. And here's another one, this time for the hotel industry. This roadmap visualizes that journey from underperforming to maximizing revenue. And it has these super clear phases like marketing housekeeping and GM's strategic drivers. It's not a generic plan. It's a custom path to success. So, after all these laps on the racetrack, where are we actually headed? What's the final destination? Well, the framework calls it the growth pyramid. This pyramid, it's a great way to visualize the path of business maturity. Most businesses, they start at the bottom, just dealing with the chaos of sporadic, unpredictable work. But with a roadmap like this, they can start to climb up to the stability of having regular clients and then ultimately reach the very top,
which is having a waiting list. Getting to the top of that pyramid, that is the absolute pinnacle. It's the ultimate sign of business maturity. It means your service is so good and so effective that referrals are literally pouring in faster than you can even handle them. Your demand has officially outpaced your capacity. What a great problem to have, right? But, okay, let's get real. How do you make sure this whole journey is actually profitable and not just some nice idea on paper? Well, every single checkpoint on that roadmap is tied to specific, measurable KPIs. We're not just guessing here. We're tracking key metrics like campaign ROI and lead conversion rates to make sure that engine is running smoothly and making money. So, this all brings us to one final question. A question for you. I want you to take a hard, honest look at your own strategy. Is it a coffee table ornament, just sitting there collecting dust? Or is it a high-speed racetrack, actually built to win? Because if it's the former, it might be time to trade in that dusty old binder.